Hello everyone, my name is Yuri from twokool Gaming, and welcome to a special episode where today, as of 5/16/2016, it is our first anniversary on YouTube, and I started it 1 year ago, and just going to go over some of our statistics and for YouTube and Steam. And we're going to be talking about Star Wars: The Force Awakens, our review for it. So, first of all, as of 1 year, we have gotten 15 subscribers, 379 views. I'm also going to be showing the Steam 1,791 unique visitors on my Steam guide for FS15, which is called The Best Way to Use a Chipper. And I'm going to try and make more guides for you guys and make more kinds of videos like these. So that's it for that. So let's go ahead and talk about our review for Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So now I'm going to let Otto take this and begin talking about Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So, Otto, what did you think of the movie? Was it good? Was it bad? What was some of your favorite characters or favorite moments?
The movie was garbage. I had nothing favorite about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it was garbage.
Well, it was.
It was okay. It was definitely not the best movie I've ever seen. It was not extraordinary. It is not the movie that everyone makes it out to be. I think probably my favorite character in Star Wars was probably Captain Phasma, just for the fact of a cool suit, or maybe Kylo Ren's lightsaber. I think that lightsaber was a cool lightsaber as well. But other than that, the movie wasn't very good. Han Solo and Kylo Ren, that whole connection there was kind of pointless. I mean, that's happened before in other Star Wars movies. I was kind of disappointed. I really think that they should have gotten into the backstory of of Rey and Finn a little bit more. The backstory of Rey was kinda covered, but it was more just glossed over, is more like it. So I didn't really like that. I wish they would have done more for the movie. So that's my opinion on the movie. What do you think?
Are you asking about something in particular, or
just a whole movie? I mean, was there any favorite parts that you had, or anything that you think is worth noting?
My favorite part was when Admiral Akbar made an appearance.
Yeah, I think that was pretty cool.
He didn't say it's a trap, though.
Yeah, he should have said it's a trap.
I didn't like the fact that they think that having a Death Star or Star Killer base is a requirement.
Yeah, I think every Star Wars, or almost every Star Wars movie, has had a Star Killer base or the Death Star or whatever else. You don't need some super weapon in Star Wars. You don't need, the Millennium Falcon in your Star Wars movies to make it Star Wars. You need new things. You need to be better than George Lucas, the prequels, and Jar Jar Binks, and you need to be better than that. You need to come up with new things for the series. Is there anything else you want to say?
Well, I wanted to say that I personally don't think the prequels were all that bad. I know that everybody downs them because of Jar Jar Binks, but you shouldn't just focus on that. I'm saying that these new movies, and so far I've only seen one, but so far I'm not impressed. They think that graphics and the fact that they've included more types of people makes it better than the others, and it doesn't. It doesn't. The fact that you had a whole bunch of different types of people, and they included 3 or 4 new systems which Star Wars had never seen before, and that map of the galaxy wasn't the original design, so they made a completely new galaxy. And the whole thing about destroying the final parts of the Republic, they didn't even destroy Camino, so that's not true. There were multiple problems with the movie that I didn't like, and it's like they think that the only way to make a good Star Wars movie is to make a completely different storyline, I guess I should say. Make everything completely different. When you don't, you can make great movies based off of what's happened already. I think they said they should have changed a lot of things. I think that overall it was garbage, and I had no favorite characters or anything in it because they were all garbage and crappily done, and your story should be done better. J.J. Abrams, which he ruined Transformers too, so I should have expected more, but you know.
I guess that's just the way it goes in the movie industry, which is unfortunate because, you know, movies from years ago had high expectations, like The Godfather, or, you know, any of those classic movies. Or there's a good war movie called Kelly's Heroes. That one's good, but, you know, Star Wars, you know, that was not good. To me, it was okay. I think that they were thinking that we don't need to have good background or story. I think that they were relying on CGI and special effects too much. Like, that's why I think in Chewbacca's appearance, I think that was good. I think he did a good job. But other than that, I would not recommend to see it, pretty much. I don't know why other people are saying, oh, you need to go out and see it, it's the best movie ever, oh my goodness, this, that, and the other. Well, it's not a very good movie, and if you watch it, it's not worth buying for $20, and it's not worth renting for $4 or $5. So, anything else you want to say?
I think that the whole thing about people praising it, it's to be honest, that's all opinion, and if you trust their opinions, okay, go ahead, watch it. Maybe you'll like it too. Maybe, who knows, maybe those people could be paid. They could be honest opinions. They could really like the movies, and if they do, okay, that's fine. But I don't like the opinion, and to me personally, my opinion is all that matters, and to you, all that matters is your opinion. So, if you have someone that you trust their opinion, you should probably find out their opinion. And, you know, if you trust our opinions, then okay, cool. But if you don't, if you're saying, oh, you're just haters, oh, you're just this and that, fine. I don't care what you call me. I didn't like it.
So with that being said, could you explain a little bit more what would have made a good Star Wars movie for you?
Well, a better movie would have been, one, better storylines. A lot of people are saying they think it's either a good or a bad movie, and that it's just a redo, I shouldn't even say remastered, a redo of A New Hope. And I did see a lot of that in there. Even the intro was A New Hope-ish. There was a lot of things that were like A New Hope. Another thing was I noticed there was a lack of creativity in things. For example, that scene where Finn gets the lightsaber and he has to fight that stormtrooper with that whatever thing on his hand. I've seen two different things just like it. One, prequels. They're called Magna Guards. That idea's already been done. And two, in the Captain America game. Some of those soldiers have those things on their hands. That's exactly what they were. That was a lack of creativity. So, I think, one, they should have worked on their storyline a lot better. You should have put in more interesting characters. Like, Yuri, you mentioned that you wish they went into more detail about some of the characters.
Yes, I do, like more backstory into Finn and into Rey, especially Rey, and because they just kind of like threw in those characters out of nowhere. We don't even know what planet were they born on, who were their parents, why did they take up this trade, why are they doing what they're doing.
I know what you mean, and I am going to say this. If anyone who's watching this video has any questions, post them in the comments. But I think there are a few things that I do agree they should have explained, and people are going to say because I pointed out the prequels that, well, George Lucas, when he made his first movies, he made the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th, and no one knew the characters. That's not true, because if you watch them and you actually pay attention, he did go into quite a bit of detail into some characters. He didn't go all that far in, because he made it so that the story slowly released you information to keep you interested, whereas this movie just said, okay, here's the characters, get with it. And that kind of made me angry, which is people down the prequels and even the original ones because they said it didn't explain enough until you saw them all. That's not true. All of them explain stuff pretty well. Now I admit that with the prequels especially, there were things mostly about storylines of the factions that they didn't explain, and even with this, all they said was the First Order rose from the remains of the Empire. Well, they didn't explain what happened to most of those important characters. They didn't explain what happened to any of those things. And they didn't even use any of George Lucas's original storyline for these movies. And that kind of made me upset because I actually liked what he wrote for the original storylines. So, a lot of my questions couldn't even be answered by the Star Wars movies. A lot of times when I have questions, I just look up, not really Wikipedia, which is a Wikipedia for Star Wars. I just really had to look up stuff on the books and whatnot, and there were multiple ways they could have made it more interesting. They could have included characters like, I know someone's going to steal this idea, Frida Nad or Naga Sandow, I think I'm pronouncing that right, or characters like Darth Malgus, who by far the best character in the Old Republic. So, it's my opinion.
Yeah, I wish that they would have done more. I wish they could have brought back Darth Maul, because in the Clone Wars, the animated series, they brought back Darth Maul, so why not they cover it in the movies? Is that not good enough? Or did the people who made the Clone Wars copyright that part where Darth Maul comes back? Was that how it is? But I'm actually kind of disappointed. I mean, it was okay, like we already said, but they really could have done more to it. I think they could have gotten more new people, new action scenes, and they need to let go of Starkiller Base and the Death Star, and they need to let go of the Millennium Falcon, because that's what is keeping them up and running. That's why fanboys and people who were pretty much raised on Star Wars keep on buying the movies and watching them. I think that's what keeps a series going. So unless they start doing better movies, then I might not be watching a Star Wars movie for a while. And I'm not sure if you saw Otto, but they're going to be doing Rogue One. It's like a separate Star Wars series. I think it's between like A New Hope and the movie before that, I think.
I've heard about Rogue One, and from the description of it, Rogue One sounds like it's going to be about a squadron in... Oh, no, I almost said the Rebels. I'm sorry, the Resistance. I hate how for these new movies, instead of introducing new factions or rebuilding old ones, like maybe someone rebuilt the CIS, only it's not as big, or they went to Camino and the Republic survived, which is actually a storyline, but what I don't like is instead of making new factions, making them more interesting, they just took two factions, the Rebels and the Empire, changed them up a little bit and said they're completely different. Don't get them mixed up or else fanboys will be all over your case.
Yeah, so that's just our opinion on Star Wars The Force Awakens.
I didn't like the fact that they made Smeagol the leader of the First Order, or no, Snoke. He looks like Smeagol. He looks like Smeagol.
He does, and I don't like how they keep on bringing back like a all-seeing emperor, and he is the most powerful being in the galaxy, and all this other bullcrap that they're trying to do. And you know, Kylo Ren was Darth Vader copy, and I think that's not new. I mean, a couple things they changed, but that's just our opinion on that. Anything else to say?
I do think that, yeah, if they improve the storyline, not make a completely new one with Rogue One, if they would improve the storyline, and also you mentioned the fact that they need to let go of Starkiller Base or Death Star. Fanboys are going to say, Starkiller Base was completely different. It was a whole planet. If you remember in the fourth movie, A New Hope, I remember multiple people in that movie saying, it's like a planet. It is a planet. It's just artificial. All they're doing is copying that. That's all they're doing. So I really wish they would have done something. If you've ever watched the Clone Wars, there's an episode where the CIS builds onto one of their, cruisers, an electromagnetic pulse weapon, or EMP, onto the side of it. Do something creative like that. The Clone Wars was by far my favorite thing in the Star Wars ever, because it was creative, it was innovative, and it came up with new ideas. Some good, some not so good. So I think they need to work on their creativity. I think J.J. Abrams needs to lay off the explosions. Explosions don't make a movie good, J.J. Explosions are supposed to be timed perfectly. I'm surprised we didn't see someone, like, make a joke of, pull my finger, and then they exploded. That's something J.J. Abrams would do. Everything explodes in his movies. Farts explode. Everything explodes. And I'm not even being sarcastic there. I'm being serious. So that just goes back to creativity. They need to improve a lot of things.
I think, when is Rogue One coming out? I think it's December of 2016, isn't that right?
Yeah, that is. And the thing is, don't you just love it how they're timing it all around December? Like, here's your Christmas gift, it's a turd.
Yeah, it's a turd, here you go, Star Wars.
Here you go, we're like Santa Claus, only we're not, and we're gonna give you a turd for Christmas. You ask for a good Star Wars movie, you get a turd.
Yeah. Alright guys, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to hit that like button. And hit that subscribe button. And remember to be cool, guys. See you later.